Echoes of footsteps. Daniel Blake was 34, as precise and predictable as the calendar sitting on his desk. By day, he worked from home as a medical translator. By night, before bed, he would set a cup of black tea beside his silver spoon, scratched with lines like an old city map. His new apartment, Unit 2B, was simple. Wooden floors, a narrow window facing the street, and a spiral staircase of cold stone that coiled upward like the neck of a sleeping serpent. Mrs. Collins, the frail landlady, smiled faintly as she handed him the keys and said, "It's quiet here. If you hear sounds, they're from the stairs. The stairs always talk." At first, silence was exactly what Daniel wanted. The medical records he translated were full of dry terminology, and silence helped him impose order on the words. Yet this silence was the sort found in waiting rooms, measured, stale, and faintly antiseptic. From beneath the doors came whiffs of damp cloth and lemon wax. A yellow hallway bulb flickered like a sick fish. Each time Daniel passed it, he heard a faint tick, tick, not from any clock, there wasn't one, but from somewhere inside the stone itself. At 2:17 a.m., he heard it. 3 slow footsteps, a pause, then 2 lighter ones, as if a child were walking on tiptoe. Peering through the peephole, he saw the corridor stretch unnaturally long, as though it had grown since daylight. No one there, only the shadowed spine of the banister winding upward. He pressed his ear to the wood. No breathing, except his own, echoing faintly like a thought spoken twice. Morning brought reason. Acoustics, he told himself. Old buildings twist sound. But that same 3-2 rhythm returned the following night. This time it came with a smell, the whetstone scent of river stairs after rain. The windows were shut tight. He reached for his teacup. It trembled on the saucer, rattling in that same rhythm. 3. Pause. 2. The sound seemed to inhabit objects, vibrating inside them. Daniel decided to record it. He left his phone by the door all night. On playback, background hiss, then faint rhythmic spikes, like crooked teeth on a comb. He typed a note. Consistent pattern, 2:17 a.m., 3-2. Possibly heating pipes. The next day, a tacky GHSP under his shoe made him look down. Small wet spots dotted the hallway floor. Dark patches that started nowhere and ended mid-stride, as if someone had half decided to walk and stopped existing. He stood listening. The building breathed shallowly. That evening, a delivery boy named Mark brought a parcel for 4C. "There's no 4th floor," Daniel said. Mark frowned. "Yeah, weird. I came here 2 days ago too. Same address. Sometimes the stairs feel longer." When he left, the smell of damp stayed in the landing long after. That night Daniel dusted a thin line of flour across the threshold. In the morning, the line was unbroken, except for a small crescent dent, perhaps a fingertip or the toe of a shoe. He knelt. The flour's curve looked disturbingly like a frozen smile. The door opposite, 2A, was always sealed with a strip of yellow tape. One night came a whisper from behind it, like a sleep talker gasping through cracked lips. Daniel nearly knocked, but the familiar pattern began on the stairs below. 3. Pause. 2. Nearer. Then nothing. 3 nights later, rain cut the power. Emergency red light bathed the halls in the color of raw meat. A single fly circled the bulb. Its shadow, grotesquely enlarged, moved as if something unseen magnified it from behind the wall. The footsteps came from both directions, above and below, while a second, slipper-soft rustle slid between them. His calves tingled. The wall under his palm exhaled cold moisture that smelled of old paper instead of lemon wax. He took a flashlight and descended to the basement, an airless room lined with damp mail and rotted folders. In one pile lay a tenant list, the ink blurred but legible enough. 2 B-D Blake. Date 20 years ago. A drop of icy water fell on the 2. The shelving trembled, not from his movement, but from a faint breathing between the boards. By the next night the stairs felt alive, testing his weight. His reflection in the stairwell window lagged a heartbeat behind. The drip of unseen water matched his pulse. 3 beats. Pause. 2. He climbed toward the top floor. A peeling door led to a small attic space with a metal desk, an old tape recorder, and a notice board covered in yellowing notes. The handwriting. His own. One page dated tomorrow. It read, "If you're reading this, you're already too late. The pattern closes itself. Listen to the stairs. They teach." He pressed play. His own tired voice filled the air. "Daniel, if you're hearing this, don't go downstairs. The pattern ends only when completed. You're both the source and the listener. Follow your shadow and it'll lead you somewhere you've already been, but changed beyond bearing." A muffled thump beneath the floor. 3. Pause. 2. From the stairs. He turned off the tape and sensed something deep within the building smiling. The hallway walls now left grit on his fingertips. The yellow bulb flickered weaker than ever. At the second floor landing, a shadow moved in the corner of his vision. His own height, his own tilt of head. The reflection in the fogged window raised its hand first. It was one step ahead of him. He decided to flee. Outside, the street glistened with rain, but details were wrong. The street sign was reversed, car windows were dry despite the drizzle, and the city had no sound. Only distant footsteps, always approaching, never arriving. He turned back. The building door shut gently behind him, and the tick resumed. Returning suddenly felt safer than escape. He poured tea. The spoon rang softly, its vibration sliding into silence. He dialed emergency services. A calm female voice answered. "Emergency services. This is Emily Harris. What's your situation?" Daniel gasped. "There are footsteps. Every night. Something's here, but maybe it's me." Emily's tone stayed measured. "Lock the door. Stay in the brightest room. Describe the sounds." He did. 3 heavy steps. Pause. 2 light ones. The smell of wet stone. Bones trembling inside the skin. She asked, "Do they sync with your breathing?" He listened. Silence. Then yes, perfectly timed with 3 breaths that didn't feel like his own. "I think. Yes. Good. I'm tracing your location. If anyone knocks, don't open the door." A metallic rattle came from the bathroom doorknob. 3 turns. Pause. 2. The mirror above the sink hadn't fogged, yet his blurred reflection breathed a second early. "Daniel, are you still there?" "Yes." "Some buildings act like acoustic mirrors," she said quietly. "When someone spends enough time alone inside them, their sounds don't fade. They get stored and returned. Those steps might be yours, but when they come back, they bring something with them. It wants completion. What do I do? Do nothing. Don't move. The sound wants you." The bathroom door flexed inward, not from outside, but from within the wood. Daniel pressed against it. "Help is coming," said Emily. Then her voice distorted, metallic. "Daniel, open the door. You're late." "What?" "I didn't say that." Her normal voice insisted faintly. "Don't open it," Static hissed. From behind the door came his own voice, older, breathless. "Daniel, Open up, The line died. The air smelled of rust. The pressure ceased. He eased the lock. Empty hall. But the apartment had subtly rearranged itself. The teacup now sat on the left of the spoon. His notebook open to tomorrow's date, crossed in red. A single paper lay on the table. Incident report. Case 2B. Footstep pattern. Prepared by D. Blake. Time. 2:17 a.m. He read on. The pattern requires a source and a listener. To silence it, the source must become the guide, leading his earlier self upward to the attic. Refusal triggers substitution. The building will use the living voice instead. Guide. Behind him, a presence, a space that shouldn't be there. He turned. Nothing. Yet the stairwell glowed faintly gray. From above came the 3-2 rhythm. From below, the same. Converging. He understood, not in thought, but in bone. He must become the sound. He opened the door and stepped into the hall. The air thickened with the scent of wet stone. 3 steps. Pause. 2. From behind, the echo matched him, or led him. At the attic door, the recorder's red light blinked. He pressed record and spoke the words he remembered hearing. Daniel, if you're hearing this, don't go downstairs. The circle closed. He had become the guide. Descending, he met his own shadow, slightly out of sync. The shadow smiled first. He ran to his apartment and slammed the door. Through the peephole, he saw an eye staring back, his own, from the opposite door. The pupil dilated as if under different light. Knocking followed. 3. Pause. 2. Then his voice outside. Daniel, open up. We're late. His phone rang. Unknown number. Emily again, but now her voice carried the hiss of tape. If you're hearing me now, the pattern has chosen you. Precision is survival. Be exact, so your next self might live. Static silence. On the table lay the report. Beneath addendum, his signature already glistened. He picked up the pen and added, to save the next self, I must become the voice that calls him. I must say the words. Come upstairs. He opened the door. Damp air kissed his face. 3 steps. Pause. 2. Leaning toward his former door, he whispered, perfectly calm. Daniel, are you there? Come up. I found something. From inside, his frightened voice answered, Who are you? And the guide replied softly, It's me. At last he realized. All the nights, all the trembling cups and flower marks had originated here, in this very moment. He himself had built the trap, for himself. The haunting was a loop, a desperate attempt to warn and to replace. The true horror was not an intruder, but the cycle of his own echo. He stepped back as the other Daniel opened the door. The building sighed. The lamp blinked once. Snow scent filled the air. Inside, the old Daniel wept soundlessly, playing his monstrous part to perfection. The clock on the table read 2:16. 1 minute to go. And in that minute, the building grew a little taller. A new stair appeared. The city outside held its breath. Mirrors blinked 1 heartbeat ahead, and the echo of footsteps, 3 and 2, forever precise, settled comfortably into the walls, waiting for the next Daniel Blake to move in.